All right. So this is our partner portal, and I wanted to show people this because this is basically just like in real estate, as real estate agents and offices, we were getting really nickeled and dimed on every little new feature that a CRM or other tool offered. And the frustrating part of it was that you could just tell that it was made by developers or a marketing agency, but it's not like it was made by someone that actually works in the industry. So although they're upcharging a crazy amount, I'm getting stuck, trying to figure out how do I make this weird tool that has some cool, unique features work specifically for us. And then when I had issues and I relate it to their tech support, which always is just redirected to some article, no one was really there to help. And no one was really there to fix it. It just all of a sudden would get fixed. And I would think, that's really weird. I wonder how it just all of a sudden got fixed. But essentially what I did is I learned how and figured out how to make our own tool, somewhat with my own coding skills, and then some with some AI and some with some plug and play code. And so I built out our own CRM, and I was able to add in a lot of features that I find very useful for our side of the company, specifically for on the CRM portion. But what I ended up doing was just flipping a switch and saying, okay, let's turn these tools and features on for our real estate agent partners. Because I made it myself, it's free for us, so it's not a RESPA violation to offer it to our real estate partners. We do offer it to businesses. Now, there are some things for businesses that do cost a little bit because that's important for businesses because it does cost us a little bit of money when we have like tons of uses of it. So for instance, if a business wanted to have an AI blog poster or a real estate agent wanted that feature as well, it's $5 because it generates a code and an RSS feed. And when we have a ton of usage of it generating AI blog post content, which helps boost your SEO, it does cost some money. So we have to charge for that. There's other things within this that we do have to charge for, just because otherwise if we pay for it, it's a RESPA violation. But the nice thing about it is it's definitely not a RESPA violation because we do have things that cost some money. So use my blue light glasses here. I had LASIK in the past, but a version called PRK. And I swear, it might have done it normally, but just all of these computers really hurt my eyes. But this is the platform, right? This is a partner portal. The nice thing about this, and what I would take, if you're an independent brokerage wanting to use this as a cool free tool, or if you're an independent agent and you just want to use this, the nice thing is I would think of it as, if there's something that you want to do or something that you learn about that costs a lot of money or whatever it might be, you can come here and you can say, okay, could we implement this for free for us? And we can figure that out. For instance, we do have our own CRM that we offer for people. The nice thing about this CRM is it's just simple, right? If you just need a contact form, we'll make it more complex as time goes on. We're working on getting approved with Google so that people can connect their Google emails. Eventually, it'll be Outlook as well. That'll have to be an extra cost, but I'm pretty sure it'll be like $1. Just because of the connection. It's stupid, but it should be free, but whatever. But if you wanted to create your own contact form, we're working on customizing this so you can collect whatever information, whether you're a business owner or you're a real estate agent. So if you're doing an open house or you have a booth at some fair or some event, you can come in here and you can put in, and it'll create a custom link. And when people fill out that contact form, it adds them right into your pipeline. So that is something that I had heard a lot of businesses complain about, as they go, because it's something they have to do on their website. They have to go and contact whoever created their website and do a lot. We do have a website builder that'll be coming soon. It's not good enough for me to release it yet, but if someone just wanted a pretty simple website, it can do that. But this is the one that I really like. I should have just put my own name. We had someone, I'm not going to name the name of the tool, but there are quite a few tools that send out home equity and home value reports. And I basically built it out in our own system. So the home equity report, you can email. It comes from the Purpose Home Lending CRM, I believe it comes from either this domain or another one, but it's a no reply. So if people reply, it doesn't matter. But it does have a call to action on there that goes to your email. So if they click, I want to talk to Cameron Ripley, they just click that button. It takes them right to their email, or right to your email from their email, if that makes sense. But basically the equity report, let me see, I think it's just going to send it. Yeah. It's going to keep doing it too. Oh no. It basically takes their address. So this is my address. Of course, everyone online is seeing this. But it runs a value estimator from many different websites. So it's pretty accurate. Here's the thing with any automated home value estimator. How does it know if someone made home improvements? It doesn't. So you always have to take that with a grain of salt, but at the same time, it does narrow it down pretty accurately. And when it compares it with many different websites, it tends to get a little bit more accurate. But here's the coolest one, or the best feature in my opinion. When you close a deal, you put in their loan information, so the loan program, so conventional, and there's a reason why you put the loan program type. We don't access this, by the way. So if you are afraid we're going to call your people to refinance them, I don't even know how to. I mean, I could figure it out, but it'd be way too complicated. I'm all about personal things. So if I reach out without their permission and without your permission, I feel like that screws me. I don't care if I'm offering them an amazing deal. I think that actually hurts me more than me sending this report and then, giving you this function and then you saying, hey, my client says they want to refinance. To me, I'd much rather have that as an option. So we're not reaching out to anyone. But what I would do is get with the loan officer, put in the original loan amount, put in the interest rate. If you have past closed deals and you want to find this information, it is generally available on a website called PropWire, which is free. And it seems that the interest rates are accurate and correct. There are other websites that they try to predict based on when you closed what national average interest rates were at, and they factor that in. So they'll say, oh, rates were at 6.125, which is like today, nationally. And so loans that closed maybe locked 30 days before that. So their rate is probably this. I believe PropWire is a lot more accurate. But then you want to put the close date, because what it's going to do is it's going to amortize the loan. So every month it'll send an equity report with your image, your information on there, your calls to action about refinancing or not refinancing, but it'll talk about their rate and where their position's at. And, do they want to invest? Do they it'll show them their whole equity. And the way we're currently setting it up is it provides some information and then it provides a clickable link to access their report. And so basically every report will have a URL customized to it. That way the system can track, although I don't see it as a feature right now, but it'll add a note in here where you can see that they access the report. Now, if you feel like, hey, it'd be cool if we could have this or if we could have that, we can always look to implement it. If it comes at a cost, then we'll just have to have that conversation with you. Another cool one that I really like is this logo generator. So I'm an agent, realtor, Cameron Ripley. I want a logo. Remember, this is AI with black and bold gold accent color theme with colors fading into each other. This is the best way to do it. And the logo, yeah, we'll see what it does. I was going to say, I'll make my logo the signature of my name, but we'll see what it does. So it'll generate 3. It is supposed to save. So if you find any tech issues with anything, You can email them to me. There is a support chat bubble that if we already have that, oh, this is pretty cool. Oh, I like it. If we already have it as a feature, it'll tell you that and it'll direct you. And if you want a tutorial on something, it'll direct you on that as well. Sorry, the Google Meets. It always tells me that, yeah. But if it is a tech issue or if you do want to implement it, it'll submit it to us. There is supposed to be a tab here called Brilliant Ideas. So if you have an idea, you can submit it to me as well. But here you go. Here's your logo. It should save it. So right now, I believe if I exit out of the page, it doesn't save them, right? Yeah, exactly. So that's one tech issue I saw this morning, but it'll be fixed today. It's super easy to fix that stuff, but you can download it, upload it. The only thing right now, so this is for companies and for real estate agents, those logos, we're working on a system where it submits them to be trademarked. That might be an extra cost or might redirect you to do it as well. I haven't fully figured that out yet. I will say that there are a lot of companies out there that have systems that generate logos and they say that they trademark them. But I have seen many companies have the same logo as one of my other companies, the same icon. It's just the name is different. So I don't know if they're actually trademarking it or not, but this one's an AI networking event. This is a new tool, so we're still refining this a little bit, but let's say you want to go do any type of networking. You can come in here and pick the keywords, pick the cities you want to go to networking groups for, and it automatically searches for free ones. So if you want paid ones and you're okay with paid ones, it's not a feature yet because we're, once again, refining this a little bit more so that it works really well. We basically have to teach it what websites to look for. And then activity tracker. This one's getting perfected as well because a lot of people have questions about this. We're working on making this website more of a mobile app as well. It's not quite a feature yet. This may just be an add-on where you can download a mobile app for the activity tracker. So it'll be connected to here. Whatever you build out in here gets added to the mobile app. I'm pretty sure that's how it'll be set up. But let's say you tell the AI, I want to do all this stuff. It'll say, would you like me to create tasks or a daily goal to do it? And it'll send it to your mobile app. For now, at least you could set up email notifications to log in and say, okay, I completed these daily tasks to get a perfect day for whatever you assign for yourself. That way it just helps you stay organized. The AI business coach is pretty awesome because it does also talk to the activity tracker at times. Sometimes it doesn't, but it is trained for businesses. It's trained through a lot of the top business coaches out there. And so it gives really good feedback. For businesses, when you set up payment processing with us and you also integrate your expense tracker, so basically you link your bank accounts, there's a reason why. It's through a company called Plaid, so it's pretty safe and secure. Really, with the payment processing, it's even better. And that's probably all you really need. It will tell you like, hey, your profit margins are great. And actually you're doing really well for your type of an industry. Because we had a coffee shop that did this. But your average ticket amount is pretty low. Work on upselling some smaller items. Here's some strategies and ideas. For real estate agents, it does follow who I pick and choose as the top real estate coaches out there. Because there are some that are not very good. And it picks and pulls certain information from them, but it's really helpful on some of the advice it gives. We're working on a direct mail option. There's things we have to do with this, but there's a company called Postalytics that you'll be able to pull right from here. And there's a reason why you can do it right from here. But it creates custom QR codes for every address that you're mailing to so that you get notified. And it can get added to your CRM when they scan that QR code. Now, that's the reason why it's taking a little while to make it. It is significantly cheaper than every other tool out there because this company they're focused on the analytics portion and they're not upcharging on the on the printing because they're just going to printing companies. They've just made templates. We're working on making our own templates to send out. Social Studios is pretty cool. It will eventually get approved with the with the social media accounts so that you can schedule your content, get insights. This will be I believe, a paid feature because it does cost us money. And then you can choose to pay for an AI agent to be in your inboxes. But for now, this part is free. You can generate whatever content. So if you're like, hey, I want to create a post about a first-time home buyer program in Texas, with down payment assistance, or or a down payment assistance program in California, you can do that and it'll generate an image with or without your logo. There should be a toggle right there, but you can pick and choose that right here. So include your headshot by default in the Social Studios. We had to play around with it because sometimes it just keeps adding your headshot. Now, it does have issues sometimes where it tries to add some weird company logo to the image. So just let us know if it does that. But then you can also use the daily post generator. So this sends me daily posts every single day so like if I don't want to post something organically or run out of time, but I want to post something for the day, it'll create that content for me. Next is a property search. You can invite your wholesalers or flippers to do this as well. It's going to be perfected, but if you want to search for any property and get owner information, a mailing list for the postcards, non-owner occupied, owner occupied, whatever it might be. So if you want to target all the renters in an area, you can do that and then send the QR codes. Eventually it'll have more data in there, but it can also skip trace. So the skip tracing, I believe, is 7 cents a contact. So phone number and email counts as a contact. The listing marketing tool is probably one of my favorites. So it works really well if you have a Zillow link that you put in there. For some reason, other links tend to not work as well, especially if there was a recent price reduction, or if you have a listing that you're going to be going to anytime soon, you can put the details in here and show them all types of different marketing resources. So you can upload images and create AI content. Nothing weird. It just adds your information on the bottom. The AI generated postcards are not that great, but we're perfecting that. The custom templates are really nice for just listed and open houses. You just have to upload your own pictures. That way it works really well. And then you can customize some of the text within there. And then marketing insights. So the marketing insights, sometimes it doesn't do anything. So just keep that in mind. I don't know why, and I can't seem to fix it. Like, look, it didn't do anything. I have to get it to stop doing that. Now, this is not meant for exactly the verbiage you use in advertisement. So of course it's going to keep doing this. And what I mean by that is it's going to suggest things that might seem like, what the heck, a fair housing violation. So here's the qualified buyer one, a fair housing violation. It's intended for you to focus on certain qualities of the house, not only advertise to certain groups of people. So this qualified buyers section, you can download the report. It's a beautiful report. Pretty sure if I go here, whatever. And you can include it in your listing presentation. But it basically looks at average interest rates. It does an amortization based on, or not an amortization. It does a calculation based on 20% down. Sorry, I use Google Meets because this is supposed to be a group meeting. But it says like, hey, this is the required income with 20% down based on 45% debt to income ratio. I do 20% down because it's kind of hard to calculate mortgage insurance because there's a big factor. And so I just don't want to. The idea is that it gives you some ideas of what employers and jobs are hiring right now for those positions that could qualify with that income. We're perfecting it more and more. Right now, it just keeps pulling the same professions. Every once in a while, it adds a new one, but it does pull the employers hiring for those positions. So it kind of gives you an idea of, like, if I were to go to these employers and I were to drop off flyers, or if I were to add those employees, for more specific outreach, I can do that. and I'm hedging my bet, right? Of course, anyone could be qualified to buy this house because anyone from any profession could have that kind of an income or whatever it might be, right? So fair housing. But if I'm trying to manually go out and advertise versus advertise to the public, I can do that. And that's a way to set myself apart as a listing agent to my seller. Like, hey, I'm going to go and I'm going to contact and network with these groups so that, you know, I could try to bring in additional buyers. Now, it does pull from the Census Bureau as well as different moving companies to tell you what, down to the street level, not just the zip code or county, where your most likely movers are coming from and where people are moving from the most. So this specific property in Concord, pretty close to this street, you know, it does a kind of a radius, I believe, but it says Alameda County. San Francisco's number 2, Santa Clara. Like for me, I'm in Roseville, California. A lot of our sellers think that the top buyer is going to come from the San Francisco Bay Area, and that tends to not be true when we run this report. Butte County, huh? Oh, that's interesting. That's where I'm from. Wait, am I from Butte County? Maybe not. But San Francisco Bay Area and a lot of like San Mateo County, Santa Clara County wasn't even in the top 8 on a lot of the addresses. LA was, but it was a lot of our own county was moving within the area. So that's that. Now the email signatures is the last thing I like to talk about. Sorry, going back to the marketing insights. It does give some marketing insights. So it kind of, for me, this is a big one that you add to, and if it keeps not working, here we go. Like, look, should you always be advertising to move up buyers seeking a unique residential property, you know, or home office seeking individuals or families, right? You can't advertise to individuals or families, but this is a larger space. So maybe focus on, you know, the value of the space, like when you do your advertisement. We're perfecting this a little bit more, but it's not meant for you to copy this and put this into an advertisement. But the report is really nice. Why is it not? Oh, it's because I'm on this tab. Now the email signature is a really nice feature. It pulls in your headshot, should be pulling in your company logo if you do add it in your profile. And then you can add your social media links and then calls to action on websites. The nice thing with this email signature is it's interactive. So you can pick whatever template you want. And then if you have a CRM, they tend to like to use the code, but you can also copy the text. We're working on this. Sometimes it does have some technical issues and glitches, but we're working on perfecting that. But this is totally free because it doesn't cost us anything. And then you can save it and save your info. So if you want to change your call to action, which I highly encourage having calls to action in your email signature, those will be links. So a lot of people I'm noticing in their email signatures, specifically real estate agents, you have an image as your signature. And although that looks nice, you're requiring people to type in the whole URL to your website. When you have a link, people are naturally like, I want to click it. I want to click that button. We are working on getting it so that if you build out a specific call to action within our own website, for instance, in the customers tab, and you have a contact form, or if we make a certain type of a website for you where you can advertise some things, we're trying to make it so that it tracks that. As of right now, it doesn't really do that. We do have another tool that's similar to, it's called checkmylinkhub.com, totally free. You can go and create all your links right in one spot. You can add that here and make that as your call to action. That way you can track and see, okay, that's how this might work. But you can also make multiple hubs so that I think 2 is the most for free. But those hubs, you can have one for your social media and one for your email signature. That way you can see where are people coming from the most and clicking on this hub, but it houses all of your email signatures or all of your links. So if you have like specific property areas, home value estimators, an about me section on your website, and then a contact form, and then maybe links to all your other social media accounts, you can have that in your link hub. Same thing with businesses. So hopefully this is helpful. Like I said, if anyone has any ideas on different concepts, that you think would be really valuable, and that we can include in here, we'd be happy to do that.